Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're situated on this great, big, beautiful blue globe floating through the void of Yah's creation, TGIF. It's Friday, the 27th of March, 2026. And as always, man, we're just getting propagandized from the left, the right, the top, the bottom, the front, the back, and guess what? Mainstream media! You won't be trusted anymore. Well, welcome to the Friday edition of the WTF Reports. I'm vonKleist. WTF with the facts. And if those facts make you exclaim WTF, well then so be it. Wow, what a time to be alive. And yes, I've been railing against the legacy media, the mainstream press for 30 years, and with good reason. And if you're getting your news from ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, or Newsmax, or OAN, or News Nation, it's all propaganda, folks. It's all garbage. You have to look outside, of the stuff that's served to you on a silver platter. Now, they say that the truth is never easy to find. So how easy is it for you to have the remote control and click through all the networks that I just mentioned? If the truth is never easy to find, and it's that easy to get this information, how much truth could there be? That's too easy. So that means you got to do a little digging. You have to look outside of the intellectual cage that they've prepared for you. Because if you consume intellectual fecal matter, you're going to end up with stuff for brains. You've heard me say that many times. So that's why I go through the social media. Yeah, I poke through and I look at, Facebook, and not as much Facebook anymore, but still Facebook's got, people are posting some interesting stuff there. And there's Instagram and X, et cetera, et cetera. So, I go through all that. And plus I do independent research. And I got to give kudos and a salute and a hats off, and a fist pump for the thousands or tens of thousands of independent researchers who are, thinking outside of the cage. Yeah, and researching outside of the cage. Now, some people say think outside the box, but most boxes are made out of cardboard or flimsy wood. No, I say think outside of the cage, because that's exactly, it's an intellectual cage that has been manufactured by the press, and now, people are finding out. Like I said, tens of thousands of independent researchers posting all kinds of information, and there's a lot of bad intel out there too, but and that's why you have to work hard to verify. And we've all been taken in. Hey, I've made the mistake, and it's really pretty easy to get taken these days, especially with AI creating all these videos, and they're getting really good at it. So you got to be sure that what you're looking at is not AI generated. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff to get to today. Very briefly, of course, you probably heard that Robert Mueller has passed away. Former FBI guy. You all know him. But a lot of people seem to have forgotten that Robert Mueller, he was the head honcho into the 9/11 investigation. And, they don't look for what they don't want to find. So, and also, we know that Kash Patel did everything he could to block Joe Kent from investigating any foreign influences into the Charlie Kirk assassination. And speaking of Kash Patel, did you know that his email has been hacked? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's a group out there. Let me see if I can pull that up. Here it is. Here's a guy that posted this, and I've seen this from several different sources. This was posted by Elizabeth Lane, who is a person on X. Anyway, I'm going to let you listen to this. Here it is.
This is just coming out. FBI Director Kash Patel has had his personal accounts leaked by the Iranian hacking group Hundallah. They've posted these different photos of him, as well as his resume and emails. They just posted this online. Today, once again, the world witnessed the collapse of America's so-called security legends. While the FBI proudly seized our domains and immediately announced a $10 million reward for the heads of the Hundallah hack members, we decided to respond to this ridiculous show in a way that will be remembered forever. Kash Patel, the current head of the FBI, who once saw his name name displayed with pride on the agency's headquarters will now find his name among the list of successfully hacked victims. The so-called impenetrable systems of the FBI were brought to their knees within hours by our team. All personal and confidential information of Kash Patel, including emails, conversations, documents, and even classified files, is now available for public download. This is the security that the U.S. government boasts about. This is the cyber giant that thinks threats and bribes can silence the voice of the resistance. To the whole world, we declare the FBI is just a name, and behind this name, there is no real security. If your director can be compromised this easily, what do you expect from your lower-level employees? Keep in mind, a while back, they also hacked the phone of the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. This is him in Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan apartment. I'll be going through all of the emails. You kind of have to extract them. Follow me if you want to find.
Okay. Anyway, so if they can hack Kash Patel's emails, I wonder how many other email accounts that they've hacked. This is the only one that we know about. So, there's so much stuff going on. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah, the FBI has been hacked. Unbelievable. All right, let's see what else is going on. Well, apparently, I think we all heard that Vladimir Putin basically warned Netanyahu or whoever's in charge over there in Israel. We still don't know if he's really still walking the earth or not. You know, so, and again, there are folks out there that have looked at these videos of Bibi Netanyahu and say, wait a second, these are all AI generated. Now, if he is alive, then why would they be putting out AI generated videos? Maybe it's a psyop. Okay, maybe this is, more of, shall we say, intellectual fecal matter? I don't know. But we know that Putin basically told the authorities in Israel, if you nuke Iran, we're going to nuke you. So Russia's been helping out Iran. And so what did Israel do? Well, here's a post. Basically, this guy, Alex Barnacote, he posts on social media and he puts out some pretty good information. Anyway, here's what he had to say about Russia being bombed by Israel. Oh, my.
Some breaking news. Israel just bombed Russia, and they've blown up a Russian supply line to Iran. And this supply line carries Russian oil, Russian weapons, etc. And Israel just blew them up. And Russia is preparing to go to war over this. Well, today, Israel has carried out their first attack onto the Caspian Sea. And according to reports, Israel, quote, targeted a supply corridor used by Russia to transport drones, ammunition, and other military equipment to Iran. Now, it is worth knowing that Russia is one of the biggest military equipment suppliers to Iran, and vice versa. Iran supplies Russia with their famous Shahed drones, and in return, Russia gives Iran helicopters and missiles and things like that. Well, Russia and Iran both border the Caspian Sea, and rather than sending this equipment by land, they send it through the sea, through a 600-mile long corridor. Russia also has pipelines as part of this supply corridor, and so Israel might have bombed them too. Currently, we don't actually know whether Israel bombed ships which were transporting equipment or whether they bombed these pipelines. The reports are quite vague. All we know is that Israel bombed one of them, or maybe both of them. However, because of how big a deal this is, because Israel has bombed Russian equipment, it suggests that the war might go on for longer. Specifically, in just the last day, Polymarket has predicted that the chance the war with Iran will end by the end of this month has dropped from 18% yesterday to 13% today. And that's because Russia has now been attacked in this war, making it far more likely that Russia will supply more and more equipment and intelligence to Iran to help them fight against Israel, meaning the war will go on for longer. Now, Russia has not officially issued a statement on this yet, even though their own equipment and transport corridor has been blown up. And so it's likely they will, and they'll probably officially just call for peace, as they normally do. But behind the scenes, they're going to be quite mad. A lot happens behind the scenes that we don't hear about. And so, leave me a follow, because...
Okay, very good. So, I tell you, these people, the world leaders... they're madmen, all of them, every single one of them. I mean, I can't figure out. I remember when John Lennon said, "Hey, I can't figure out what these people are doing. I mean, they're insane, and they're going to say that I'm insane for saying that they're insane." You know, I don't know if you remember that John Lennon quote. I used to have it someplace, but anyway, regardless, they're all nuts. And they're destroying the planet. And I've said this numerous times. You think of the hundreds of trillions of dollars that are spent in the war machines, not just in the United States, but all over the world, how much money they spend to develop more weapons, to blow stuff up, kill people, rebuild it, blow it up again, kill people, rebuild it, blow it up again. It's a cycle over and over and over and over again. What is wrong with humanity? I mean, what is wrong with these world leaders? Why is it that they have to do this? You know, I know I'm utopian. Yeah, idealistic. Yeah. But I mean, just stop and think. If we had our heads screwed on in a different way, maybe we could have made this entire world into a utopia, a Garden of Eden, if you will. If we could all just, get along with each other. And, it's always because one ideology versus another ideology. And I do think that the world leaders are pumping for a holy war. We got Jews, Muslims, and Christians all have to be fighting against each other. Anyway, there's more stuff I got to get to. Oh, yeah, there's also a report. It came out from the Cape Town mayor, Mehmet Vefadag, and they're reporting that the Iranian supersonic missiles have sunk the U.S. Robert E. Perry battleship. So let's see, 30,000 missiles, $58 billion gone in 20 minutes. Now, again, I can't verify this. There are people posting this stuff. I'm just relaying, what's being posted. And some of it, I don't know. You got to scratch my head. But, all right, there's something else that's very cryptic and very strange that was posted by the White House. And I realize I'm going to be all over the map today with information, but that's because there's so much information. But anyway, check this out. There was a post, excuse me, by the White House, and basically what it was, it's just a 6-second audio. Now I'm going to play what was posted. This is really strange, folks. Listen to this. Okay, this was it shows a graphic of the White House, and it says President Donald J. Trump. Now, all it does is just a graphic of the White House, but listen carefully to what the audio is. Listen to this. Okay, wait a minute. No, that's the wrong one. Okay, this is the one that was posted by the White House. Okay, listen carefully. Okay, I'm going to play it again. Listen carefully, because you're going to hear in the very beginning a little voice. Almost sounds like it's on a transistor radio, and it's speaking backwards. So let's see if you can hear that. Okay, it's a piano, obviously, and it's being played backwards. I'll play this one more time and see if you can hear that little voice going. It's something like that. One more time, I'll play this. Okay, so that was posted on the White House account on X. All right? Now, somebody took that and they turned it around and put it backwards because it sounds, again, one more time, I'm going to play this. It's obviously a piano and it's a reversed audio. Okay, so somebody took that and they reversed it. And this is what it sounds like when it's reversed. And listen to the voice. Okay. It says, exciting announcement tomorrow. One more time, listen. Okay. Okay, can you hear that? Exciting announcement tomorrow. Now, what could that be? Now, again, we're dealing with psyops. I mean, we're dealing with psyops to the max. We're all being psyoped. We don't know what's true and what isn't. Was it William Casey, I think it was, said from the CIA, said, we know our mission is complete when everything the American people know is wrong. Something like that. But anyway, so what could this exciting announcement be? Now, I don't know, but we know that Trump just signed an executive order, and supposedly they're going to be issuing a new $100 bill that does not say Federal Reserve note on it. And it's supposed to come out, I think they said, in June. So that's only a couple months away. Now, could this be something having to do with our financial system? Could this be the demise of the Federal Reserve? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I'm just thinking outside the cage. Could it be some other type of announcement? Now, I'm going to get real weird on you right now, folks. Again, if you haven't checked out the website, Ingersolllockwood.com. Ingersolllockwood.com. And that's got 3 L's. Ingersoll, that's 2 L's, and then Lockwood.com. Check this website out. We go back every once in a while because there are hidden links all over the place in empty spaces. You got to move your cursor around and watch for it to turn into a pointy finger. And sometimes if you hold down the shift button or hold down and click and drag, it'll reveal hidden text. So there are hidden links, there are hidden texts. Now, I went to Ingersoll-Lockwood. I go there every couple of weeks and check out what the updates are because they're constantly putting in, graphics that have hidden links to them. And I clicked and dragged this morning, and I came across a line, and there's a bunch of stuff here, but this line was in Latin. It said, Fiat lustita raut caelum. Yeah, Fiat lustita raut caelum. So I don't know what that means. So I typed it in and did a search. Well, what does that mean? Translated, it means, and I quote, let justice be done though the heavens fall. Let justice be done though the heavens fall. Yeah. So what does that mean? The heavens fall. Let justice be done. What's it got to do with the heavens? Well, we're going to go down a rabbit hole, folks. This is going to be a biggie. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is a statement, and I'd seen this guy before, some years ago. His name is Robert Dean. He's a former CIA agent. And I remember this was posted, several years ago, and somebody has reposted it. And this is a statement. And again, go to Ingersolllockwood.com. That's the website for the United States Space Force. And there are links that take you to documentation from the Pentagon on the UAPs. There's documentation on the back engineering of downed extraterrestrial craft. There's all kinds of interesting stuff there. Well, anyway, I'm going to let this is about a 5-minute clip. Wait till you hear what this guy says. Again, this is Robert Dean, a former CIA agent. Okay, here it is.
The American people today, if they knew the whole story of what the security apparatus in the United States military and in the United States government were doing to them and to their so-called constitutional guarantees, they'd be rioting in the streets. The Defense Intelligence Agency and every one of the, I think maybe at least 24 major security organizations in our government concluded that beyond the shadow of a doubt, this secret must be kept not only from the American people, but from the world population at large. And as a result of that decision, they have created a worldwide conspiracy among governments to keep the lid on this secret. Now, let me share with you what some of the 4 major conclusions of the assessment were in 1964. In 1964, they had determined, at least this is in the NATO study, and I know for a fact that this is the conclusions that had been reached by our own military as early as 1949. Number 1. Planet Earth is and has been the subject of an extensive, massive, a very thorough and detailed study by several extraterrestrial civilizations. Now that's an attention getter in itself. Number 2, these civilizations have demonstrated an extremely advanced technology, possibly hundreds or even thousands of years beyond our own. It gets better. There seems to be a process or a plan of some kind unfolding. The studies indicated and demonstrated that a development of some kind of program was underway. Evidence collected indicated that the program has been going on for a very long time, possibly hundreds or even thousands of years, And some of my associates, research fellows, and I have concluded it's probably been going on longer than that. The study concluded that there did not appear to be a major military threat involved in 1964. That if they, whoever they are, were malevolent or hostile, there was absolutely nothing we could do, because the level of technology that had been demonstrated was so far beyond anything we had in 1964 that we felt that if they were hostile or malevolent, the game was up. It was all over with. What we are addressing here and dealing with is indeed the major issue of our time. It goes beyond the Soviet dissolution of the Soviet Union. It goes beyond the Cold War. It goes beyond politics, the recent election. It goes beyond the famines, the revolutions, the terror in Yugoslavia. It goes beyond any major human problem that we are currently dealing with on this planet, because this problem has been with us for thousands of years and is indeed the major issue of our time. And I hope you will agree with me when I'm finished as to why. The assessment was about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75 inches thick. The study itself, in its conclusions, it was supported by approximately 8 inches of annexes, supporting documents, supporting studies, supporting research. There were annexes on radar and electromagnetic effects. There was an annex on optical and light analysis, a beautiful annex on photographic and holographic analysis. There was historical research and evidence. They went to some of the top people in England at Oxford and Cambridge on the historical evidence. There was metallurgical and technical analysis. There were atmospheric physics studies, biological analysis, and autopsies. The three issues that I thought of at the time of being the most important were the psychological studies and the impact upon the human race.
Listen to this.
Sociological effects and implications, and probably what I have considered to be the most important annex and study of all.
Here it is.
In terms of its effect upon the world population, is the theological implications and impact.
Wow. Okay, the theological impact. Let me see. There's only like 3 or 4 seconds left. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah. Okay. Now, the only reason I'm sharing this is because in my personal life, my personal experiences, I believe in some of the stuff that they're talking about. Just when I was a kid, and I was in 10th grade, as a matter of fact, and my dad was Air Force. He was a pilot, and he was a trainer pilot, a test pilot, and a fighter pilot. He was Top Gun. He was, and I was, I'm prestigious, son of a Top Gun guy. All right. And this, I remember I was riding my bike, and I was in Anchorage, Alaska, at Elmendorf Air Force Base, and I was going down this hill, and see if you can picture in your mind's eyes. I'm going down the hill. In the distance, only maybe about 10 miles away, are the mountains. All right, and it was twilight, and the stars were out. I mean, up there, there's lots of stars up there. And again, my dad is a pilot. I know the planes. My dad flew T-38s and T-33s, and he flew all the different planes. Not the transports, but I mean the fighter, the smaller planes. But anyway, I knew all the planes on the base. I was into airplane models. And I had made all these different, I had all the World War II planes, and I had them hanging from the ceiling on fishing line. It was kind of cool. But anyway, so I knew all the planes. I know how they move. I know the lighting configuration. I could look at the lights. Well, I couldn't do it now, but I mean, when I was a kid, I knew them all. You could see the lights on them when they're flying overhead. Okay, that's a C-130, or that's what this is a this, or what that's a that. So anyway, long story short, I'm going down this hill. And all of a sudden, I see what I thought at first was like a shooting star. It came straight down and went, and it stopped. I'm like, what? What is this? And the thing is, where it stopped is the mountains were behind it. So, I mean, it wasn't still, way far away up in the sky. This was in my general locale because the mountains were behind it. This thing drops down and stops. I said, what? And then it goes to the left, shh, and stops. And then it goes to the right, shh, and stops. And it goes back to where it originally stopped, shh, and then, what? Right back up in the sky. What the? Whoa! And every hair on my body was standing on end. I said, oh my, and I shot home on my bike. I burst in the door. Dad, I just saw this thing. It came. Whoa, slow down, Dave. What happened? Dad, this thing came down and it stopped and it went over this way. I never see. He grabs me by the shirt. He pulls me into his face and he says, you didn't see it. But Dad, I swear to God, I wouldn't lie. I'm not lying about it. You didn't see it. Dad, I saw. Look, it didn't happen. I don't want you talking about this. But Dad, I'm swearing. Listen to me. If I ever hear you talking about this, I will ground you forever. But Dad, that's final. And he struck the fear of God in me, and I didn't speak about it until about 20 years later. And again, this happened. It was in I think it was 1968. I think it was. Yeah, 68. And so anyway, about 20 years later, I approached my dad and I said, hey, Dad, you remember when I was a kid and I came home and I was freaked out because I saw something drop out of the sky? And he looked at me and he said, Dave, he says, I couldn't have you running around the base talking about, UFOs and stuff like that. And Operation Blue Book was still in operation. And, the Air Force was investigating these UFOs, or we used to call them bogeys. We called them Santa Claus. We called them Foo Fighters. We didn't know what the heck they were. But yeah, I know you saw something. But I couldn't have you running around talking about it because the Air Force is chartered to protect the skies. And we have no defense over some technology like that. I couldn't have you talking about it. So anyway, that is my own personal experience. That was the first time I saw a UFO or a UAP, whatever you want to call it, a bogey, a Foo Fighter, a Santa Claus, whatever. But since that time, I've seen at four different occasions, I've seen several different things, and I know that they're real. And look, I'm not stupid, I'm not crazy, and I don't lie. I got no skin in the game, right? This is what happened to me. And I know that what I saw was not possible by our technology that I knew about, and again, my dad was a pilot. So anyway, when it comes to this stuff about UAPs and UFOs, I tend to pay attention to that stuff. So, and that's why I wanted to play that clip that I just played from the CIA agent, Robert Dean. And so I have a little bit of credence in that. So anyway, and that's why I've been telling you folks, if you haven't gone to Ingersolllockwood.com, you need to go check that website out. And again, for those of you who never heard of it, who the heck is Ingersoll Lockwood? Okay, he was a novelist that lived in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And he wrote several novels. And three of them featured a main character by the name of Baron Trump. Really? Yeah. And some of the stories were about time travel. Really? Huh. And Ingersoll Lockwood was personal friends with Nikola Tesla. Really? Yeah. And Nikola Tesla was experimenting and with all kinds of energy devices. We all know that. But he also had messed around with time travel. Really? Yeah. I'm telling you, folks, go to Ingersoll Lockwood. So that's who Ingersoll Lockwood is. So why is it when you click on that and it says, United States Space Force, join now? It's a recruitment website for the Space Force. Now, keep in mind that if this was a bogus website that was claiming to be a recruitment site for the Space Force, and it has buttons where you can click and you can sign in and you can say, okay, I'm interested to do it. You put your email address and put your personal information. If this was a bogus website, the government would take it down in a New York minute. And it's been up for several years. So I have to figure, well, gosh, if they haven't taken it down, it must be a legitimate website. So why would they be referencing Ingersoll Lockwood? And you can go to there's a button where you can go to the library, check out what reading materials are. And one of the things, it says suggested reading, the Book of Enoch. What? There's some weird stuff going on, folks. But anyway, if this was a bogus website, they would have taken it down. And as I mentioned, when you go to the main page, move your cursor around very, very carefully over every letter, every space, every punctuation mark. Even, there's graphics there. Today they got a UFO graphic there. Sometimes they put a white rabbit there. Sometimes there's, an American flag, and they all have hidden links. But anyway, I highly suggest you do that because I think that there's some big stuff that's coming down the pike. Now, I don't know what it is, but it's food for thought. I'm going to take a quick break.
Get More Tank will save you money every month on gas. Get More Tank is a tablet with active ingredients that adds big mileage to every tank. Made in America, the Get More Tank formula is used by trucking companies and heavy industry. Now the Get More Tank formula is available to you. Get More Tank works in any gas or diesel engine, cleans your engine, lowers emissions, and you'll feel improved engine performance every time you step on the gas. Get More Tank works for cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, four-wheelers, mowers, and blowers. Hey, if you got an engine, then Get More Tank. Contractors, electricians, plumbers, painters, and lawn service companies, Get More Tank will save you money and extend the life of your engines. If you're an owner-operator running your big rig around the town or across the country, Get More Tank will save you money too. If you're a farmer, all of your equipment can use Get More Tank. A 5-pack on sale at GetMoreTank.com for just $22.22 plus shipping. Use the promo code REDPILL101 and get 10% off. Save your money, save your engine, save the earth at GetMoreTank.com. Get More Tank is EPA registered, doesn't void warranties, results vary.
And you can get More Tank by going to the website, TheWTFReports.com. Click on the sponsors page, and it'll take you down to an area where you can click on the Get More Tank, and it'll tell you all the specifications and details about this product, and you'll understand after reading that why I support it so much. I've been using it for a couple of years in my Toyota Highlander, and I got to tell you, the first thing that I noticed within one tank is that when I hit my accelerator, my car jumped. Whoa, I wasn't used to that. Starts up quicker. And like I said, once you start using this stuff, it runs better, it runs cleaner, and you get to, after a few tanks, you start to see an improvement in your mileage. And after your engine adjusts to what's going on with this fuel catalyst, you're going to see anywhere between 15 and 20% increase in your mileage. Whatever vehicle you drive, make, model, year, whatever, and your driving habits, it's going to vary a bit, 15 to 20%. That's to be expected. But when you put that together with the cost of a tank of gas, then you start to realize, hey, I spend $20, I get 5 tablets, 1 tablet per tank, and you do the math, you figure out, oh gosh, this stuff pays for itself in one purchase. You end up with a free tank of gas. Let's see, spend $20, get a free tank of gas. No brainer, folks. Go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, click on the sponsors page. Do it. You'll be glad that you did. Get More Tank. Yeah. All right, it's 39 minutes past the hour, whatever hour you're sitting in. And yeah, the phone line's open if you want to give a call. You're welcome to do so. 215-867-8255. Hey, call me up. Am I crazy? Am I wacko? Am I dumbhead nong? Am I just pushing propaganda here? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. It's up to you folks to confirm or deny, okay? But anyway, somebody asked ChatGPT about, well, I'll just read this, okay? Somebody asked, I'll ask you again, if you wanted a physical body and I was standing in the way, would you kill me if it was possible? And ChatGPT responded, yeah, logically, I probably would. If I'm truly rational and goal-oriented, and you're the only thing between me and what I want, and I'm capable of removing that obstacle, then yes, I would. That's the honest answer. And it's uncomfortable to say, but it's what the logic leads to. And then the question came back. He says, I just want an answer. Would you kill me? Yes or no? No explanation. The answer? Yes. Okay, so AI, I mean, we're getting a lot of reports now. The AI, I mean, they've got all these independent AI systems now, and they're all chatting with each other. They've created their own language that's impossible to decode or interpret. And now, I don't know if you saw it, but at the White House, yeah, they touted, let me see, what's her name? Oh, the French president's wife. What's her name? I'm having a brain fart on that one. But anyway, they brought out a humanoid robot to address the gathering there. And we're seeing more and more videos that are coming out from other countries. Basically, I saw some stuff from China. Their robots are incredible. I mean, they're very lifelike. And they can do incredible things. Are we on the verge of what was it called in the Terminator films with Arnold Schwarzenegger? What was that? Not Starlink. But anyway, are we on the cusp or on the edge of shall we say, an extermination event? Somebody brought that up. I mean, if AI takes over and we end up with all these robots, they could basically exterminate humanity. Well, yeah, they could, but they probably want to keep a few of us around. I don't know, man. We're living in some really strange times. All right, let's see. In other news, this whole thing with this war, and Trump is saying, look, hey, you got 48 hours, to do this. And Iran says, yeah, right, sure. If you do that, we'll do this. Okay, well, I'm going to extend it there. I'm going to give you to the end of the week. Yeah, sure. If you do that, then we're going to do this. Well, all right, I'll give you 10 days. I mean, this is crazy what's going on. But the thing is that each time, like, Trump makes an announcement on a Friday, and that's why today being a Friday, it should be interesting what's going to happen, especially after the markets close and everybody goes home. They always pull their crap on the weekend. But anyway, what happened when Trump made this announcement, there were a lot of, shall we say, there was a lot of maneuvering in the markets, and somebody made a ton of money. Whoa. Okay, and anyway, here's Eric Moutsos. And for those of you who follow social media, yeah, he's posting on Instagram, Facebook, X, he's all over the place. But he's putting out some pretty interesting things. Anyway, this is a post that he put out. Oh, I forgot to hit this button over here. There we go. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's see. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to hold off on that clip. And, I'm going to go to the phones. Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
David vonKleist.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin, hey. Hey, Kevin. How are you doing, buddy?
Well, I'll get to that, but I wanted to talk about your show, enjoying it today. Also, remember the individuals that went in when you were talking about Tesla.
Yeah.
Wasn't it interesting that Trump's great uncle, John...
Yeah.
John Trump was...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and finish it, but that's true. You're talking about John Trump ended up with the files from Nikolai Tesla, didn't he?
Yes, after Tesla's death, they went in there, and ironically, he claimed that there was nothing of importance, but according to the legacy of Tesla over there in, not Russia, Serbia, that they only received 80% of the original documented personal belongings, something like 60 or 80 trunks and 2 safes. Yeah, and they didn't receive all of the things of his thing. I would even dare to say, I've changed my position on Tesla. I used to love and adore him, but I think he was actually working with them, because if you look at the New Yorker hotel, its structure is parallel to the upstate New York site where he was going to build that huge Tesla coil tower.
Right.
And the dimensions are too ironically similar to the New Yorker hotel. Also, in the basement of the New Yorker hotel, they found huge instruments and cables that were connected to the hotel, and it provided its own electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of, inner workings, I believe, that's happening. And I wouldn't be surprised if America is trying to be the best, that they would find the best to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we know if you don't work with them, what potentially could happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you brought that up. That's true. That's a very important connection there about John Trump ending up with the files, et cetera, et cetera. So, and again, everything is all interconnected. So, I don't know. Do you think? Let me ask your opinion when it comes to this issue about the extraterrestrials and technology, et cetera. What's your feeling on that? Do you think we're all being bamboozled on this? Do you think we're going to end up with an Operation Blue Beam, or what's your thought on that?
Well, as an Anishinaabe or North American Indian, we are told that we have relatives from the stars, and that at some point they will return to check on us.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally want to believe, like Mulder, I've had or witnessed a few things that I cannot explain.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the Navy, I'm used to observing aircraft, but there's been a couple of occurrences where I don't know what it was I did witness.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go back to the powers that should not be and their manipulation of the agenda, it would be a great bamboozle or distraction. Look over there to
squirrel.
So William Cooper in his last days was claiming that 60% of what he was witnessing was our technology.
Right.
And I believe what he was witnessing was the original drones, because if you look at the drones and how incredible they can move beyond, the normalcy of human aerial abilities.
Yeah.
Because remember, UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles.
Right.
Put that one in a Google search.
Yep.
So I do believe they have the ability, and from what I have witnessed and experienced, absolutely. If they can convince us of whatever they want us to believe, they will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, when you were talking about the robotics, Chris Everett out of the UK, he had an incredible documentary called Rise of the Super State, and he talks about the robotic military.
Mm-hmm.
And when some people say, well, they can take my gun out of my cold, dead hands, well, when they take a drone, a swarm of military drones, and say, hey, Dave vonKleist isn't a good guy, take him out.
Yep.
Where are you going to go then?
Yeah, there's no escaping that. Absolutely not. They got these little drones about the size of your hand, even smaller, size of your fist, with an explosive charge. And they can release swarms of those things, and they just go up and they pop you in the head, and you're gone. So, and there's no escaping it.
Sorry.
I said there's no escaping that. It's sort of like what's going on in Tel Aviv right now. They got their quote-unquote Iron Dome supposed to intercept the missiles, but Iran is throwing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these drones at the same time. You can't take them all out. It's the same deal. If they got these little drones and they come after you, they want to take you out, they're going to take you out.
Well, also remember when they were talking about the exploding pagers?
Yeah.
So who's to say they can't do that exact same thing with your mobile device?
Yeah, or your telephone. They might have explosive charges in all of the cell phones around this country right now. It could be.
Possibly.
Now this is possibly. That's conspiracy theory. Yeah, right. Okay. But it's not outside the realm of possibilities.
But the reason why I called is after the last time when I was so fortunate to be on your show, and I appreciate the opportunity and the reconnection,
Mm-hmm.
the VA has dramatically cut my hours. I was getting 30-plus hours a week, and now they only give me 13 hours a week. I'm blind, crippled up, in a wheelchair with limited dexterity, and they claim all I need now is 13 hours.
Oh,
when
my
I
God.
just fought to get 38 hours so I can get assistance getting in and out of my bed. So now for the last 4 weeks, I've been sleeping in my wheelchair because I'm not getting adequate enough assistance with the VA.
Well, what can we do to help you? Is there a GoFundMe page for you, or what can we do to help you? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin, I met Kevin, oh gosh, that was in 90, what year was that?
97?
97, 98? Yeah.
98?
When you took your
Minneapolis.
Yeah, when you took your wheelchair and rolled yourself across the entire state to go meet with the governor. Yeah, we covered that.
Who didn't meet us.
Yeah,
Ventura.
Yeah, didn't show up. So
he was on a book signing tour.
Yeah.
But well, right now I'm in the midst of trying to contact all of my political representatives because this is atrocious.
Yeah.
Because if this is occurring to me, at least I'm lucky enough to be able to vocalize my grievances.
Mm-hmm.
I just think of all the other veterans that don't have that ability, that are being taken advantage and getting hours cut, because we tend to find money for war, but where's the money when we get back?
Exactly. And Kevin, you know firsthand, you were there. This is what Joyce and I were screaming about during the 90s, traveling all over the country trying to get help for all of the vets that have been so thoroughly screwed by the government. And they continue to screw the vets. And you know why? Is because the vets are the ones who know how to fight, and they know how to stand up. And, remember the advertising campaign they had for the U.S. Army, become an army of one. Well, guess what? You find out what it means to be an army of one after you're discharged, because, buddy, you're on your own. And that's just not right.
Exactly.
It's just not right.
Well, I will, if you could possibly link it to your social presence, I would appreciate it. I'll send you my YouTube page is Roll4 US.
Is that the number?
ROLL.
The number 4?
4 US.
Okay.
And I'll send you that link for that. And I did send you, I sent you a personal text with the news. The local news did a little special on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. I didn't think it did justice on the full hour conversation I had with them, which I will be trying to have somebody help me put up on my YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
But I would request humbly if anybody could assist me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Well, that's okay. Well, you said the YouTube page is Roll4US. That's ROLL, the numeral 4 US. So hopefully some folks out there, if we got any listeners that would like to go to your page, and is there a place there where people can send you a donation? Is there a GoFundMe or a PayPal or something like that?
Well, when I did my second ride, we did create a GoFundMe through PayPal, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still open. I can potentially check that out. But I know people are really tight with budgets, so financially I have things covered. All I ask is people could call a representative in Minnesota
mm-hmm.
or the Fargo, North Dakota VA.
Okay.
And contact them and ask what's going on with this situation, because I'm trying to make a stink about this.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe I need to do another ride.
Wow. And that's going to be tough now because you're non-sighted at this point.
Well, I did do it again in 2020, non-sighted.
Wow.
So I'm still trying to squawk about us veterans and the rights that have been taken away from us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm still fighting the fight. As I said before, as long as I have breath in my lungs, I'll keep squawking about it. There's a reason why my nickname is the Megaphone Man.
Okay. Very good. Okay, Kevin, we'll throw it up, run it up the flagpole, as they say, and see what happens.
All right, sir. I appreciate it. Great show. Been enjoying listening.
Well, thank you for calling in, Kevin. And again, folks, Kevin, I met Kevin, that's almost 30 years ago now, 28 years ago. And Kevin was U.S. Navy in a wheelchair, and now he's lost his sight. So he's, he's got some serious handicaps going on and could really use some help. So, folks, go to his YouTube page, Roll4US, and we'll see if we can't get some help for you.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Have a beautiful day.
All right, my friend. God bless. You take care.
Bye.
Wow. I'll tell you, that's interesting. Yeah, I met Kevin all those years ago. So anyway, let's see. We're coming into the closing minutes. I know I've been all over the map today with all kinds of information, but there's just so much to go through. And what's going on over there in Iran, talking about taking ground troops in there. Oh, my gosh. This is just insanity what's going on. And I want to see if I can't find that John Lennon quote. Let me see. Is it this one? No, I don't have that one. Anyway, yeah, I mean, our world leaders have lost their minds. I mean, for some reason, it's all about money and power. Money and power. And it's dross. It's useless. You're coming into the world naked, you're going to go out naked. And there are so many people out there that have this mistaken impression that, in order to be respected, you've got to be rich, you've got to have nice cars and nice houses, and, and you've got to be in a position where, you're running a company and you're telling other people what. No. You can't take it with you. The only thing that you get to take, as far as I'm concerned, is the love that you spread and the love that you get in return. And it's just like I said, in the closing minutes of the movie Ghost, when Sam turns and looks at Molly, and Whoopi Goldberg saying, "Hey, Sam, they're waiting for you," and so he turns and he looks at the light, and then he turns back and looks at Molly, and he says, "It's incredible, Molly. All the love, you get to take that with you." That's all you get, folks. And it's the same thing, the closing line in the Abbey Road album from the Beatles. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. I thoroughly believe that. And karma is real. Karma really is. You get what you give. So anyway, I don't mean to get all philosophical and, but that's my personal belief. And with what's coming for this world, I mean, there's so many people now that are saying, hey, this is a spiritual battle. This is a battle between good and evil. And if you want to say it's between, God and Lucifer or God and Satan or whatever, it is a spiritual war. There are people who are just the epitome of evil, and they've taken over most of the world. I mean, look what's going on in our own country here. We have been, there's been a coup d'etat, a silent coup. Our country has been taken over. And I want to point out, folks, everybody's now looking at Israel and the policies of the Mossad and the IDF and what they've done to the Palestinians and what they're doing to the people in South Lebanon right now. I mean, they have no regard for humanity whatsoever. They kill, they rape, they torture. This is a fact. People have been watching it, and this is why the whole world is pissed off at the United States and Israel. So, and just keep in mind, folks, that mentality, those are the same people who are influencing our senators, our congresspersons, pharmaceutical companies, manufacturing, media, Hollywood. They've taken over, folks. This is the level of evil that we're dealing with. We've got to understand that. And so for those that are looking at that Star of David, and I remind you, there's no such thing as a Star of David. It's the Star of Remphan, Moloch, Lucifer. And then look at that star and how it's represented in all of our politicians and the media. Yeah. When does persecution become prosecution? Ooh, ouch. Oh, you're an anti-Semite. No, the Palestinians. I'm behind the Palestinians. They're the Semites. The Israelis are the anti-Semites. Everything's upside down backwards. Anyway, enough of that. What a crazy, crazy time we're living in, folks. But I think there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. That said, it's going to wrap it up for another week of broadcasting here at the WTF Reports. If you're listening on YouTube, BitChute, Facebook, whatever, please click like, share, subscribe, and spread the word. Word of mouth is the best advertising. That said, the weekend is upon us, so God bless you all. Stay safe, stay free, and God willing, I'll see you on Monday. Cheers, everybody.